We will be live at the Villa Roma Resort in the Catskills on September 5th. WATPlive.com is where you want to go. This is going to be a fantastic show. I believe Lucy Tightbox was just added to the show.
Fantastic.
And obviously we already have the great Adam Bush. We have Anthony Cumia. Used to be on a show called The Opie and Anthony Show. We're going to have Missy, Jenny, Chrissy. Producer Chris is going to be there. We might even pull some other special guests out of our asses. It's very possible. So get your tickets, WTPlive.com. Check us out live September 5th at 7:30 p.m.
Who are these podcasts? WATP.
Before we check out John's second day on the Stephanie Miller Happy Hour show, working the board. Of course, this is the second half of the second day because we covered the first half on the last episode. Before we do that, this just floored me from Dabblers Anonymous. John living the life he deserves. This is what John did this past weekend in Chicago. He might still, oh no, he's there now. This is happening right now, actually, in Chicago. I forget what day of the week it is.
Let's go to Carve Electric. They're live.
Yeah, so Hot by 8686 posted these photos of John Melendez sitting at this long table next to Michael Papa John, of course. That's his little convention buddy. And no one's paying any attention to him.
He's falling asleep.
He looks terrible. He looks so bad. And this is John's life now. Mm-hmm. And I love the fact that they captured this, the life that John deserves. This is the life that he deserves. He's a lazy, talentless piece of garbage who lucked out because he had a stutter. They hired him to be an intern on the Howard Stern show.
So, my favorite part, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and it might be what you're about to say, he scribbled on the poster from the Howard Stern show and taped up a picture, and then on the other side from the Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
It's handwritten in there. Like whoever made the poster is like, well, we can't put that legally. So he's just like, fuck you, I'll do it then.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Interesting. Oh, that's funny. I love it. All right. Where we last left you, we were talking to Jason Gillern, who was the guest on the Stephanie Miller show that John brought along because they were smoking a joint together over at John's place. And he's like, oh, do you want to go on a show tomorrow? Supposed to book a guest. It's like, sure, I'll do that. So this last minute booker that he got, and John's prep sheet for this interview, because this guy doesn't have a Wikipedia page, is just stuff that they've talked about privately. So there was things like Jason thinks he's really good at going down on women. Jason likes eating ass. And Stephanie's going, oh, what am I supposed to do with this? And they get into this conversation that John always loves to get into. How do you keep your relationship fresh? How do you keep your sex life going when you've been married for a long time? He always asks that question of anyone who's been married a long time, and you know why. And then John asks Stephanie, because they joke, they're like, because you're eating ass, that's why. Oh, yeah. So then John asks Stephanie if she likes that.
Put it this way.
Is it the eating ass?
The only way I could have been married.
I feel like Susie Essman. What are you doing back there? What are you doing?
Do you like that, Steph?
She's already answered that.
Tiny bit.
Answered that. It's got to be in the moment.
It's in the moment, and they're back.
Who knows what's going on?
Yeah. All right.
Did you see John's reaction to Stephanie saying she doesn't mind a tongue in her asshole? Wow! Everyone likes a tongue in their asshole. This isn't a shocking revelation that we're making here. She's a lesbian. There's been some tongues in her asshole.
I tricked you into admitting it.
Yeah, I know. He's so childish. It's so juvenile when he does. He thinks he's like Howard Stern getting out. Whoa, can you believe I just got Stephanie Miller to say that? Again, we're all over it, man. This is 2015. Everyone's over it. So, of course, John talking to Jason about having sex with his wife. That's what comedians want to do when they go on a talk show they've never been on before. Get right into sex talk with their wife.
But let me ask you a question as a man, and I'm sure all your fans are going to hate me, which they already do because I'm on the board. Like, how do you
just because you don't respect women and you're trying to turn a lesbian and
no, I respect women. All right. I do.
Okay.
But
yeah, you can ask. I already know the question that you're going to.
No, but how
ask.
do you keep it? How do you keep it still sexy? You know, I
Jess is sexy. She's sexy.
no, I know she is, but I'm saying, like, how do you keep it still exciting?
I don't know. Keep what you mean, sex or a relationship or whatever. Like right now.
No, sex. Like I got.
Sex is
I'm gonna be
sexy.
honest, Steph. I got bored after a while.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
all
that's shocking about you. Yes.
No, it's like I'm going to have sex with the same woman again. It's like, all right, whatever. We've done this a billion times.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Jesus, John just can't stop talking about how fed up he was with fucking Susanna. So leave it alone. Christ alive.
I mean,
and he's trying to be Howard Stern. This is like a question Howard Stern would ask a guest back before people asked questions like this or talked about this kind of thing during an interview. And everyone's kind of over it. And John's just making every episode of this so far just about sex. I don't know if that's what Stephanie's intent is. I've never seen a show that John's not on. But it's nonstop sex talk on this show. And it's not that titillating. You got this bald guy who's been married for 35 years. You got John who's just a fucking drunk slob. And then you have like a woman in her 50s who's a lesbian. You're like, why are we talking about sex so much, guys? Let's talk about comedy.
Why did my wife hate fucking me eventually?
Yeah.
It's like, well, can we analyze the videotape, John? There's a lot of things that you're probably doing wrong, but it's not up to us to fix your marriage.
Oh, there was a part on the show where Jason explains why he's good at going down on the woman, because you have to tease for a while. You can't go right to the button. You got to work your way into that. Jack goes, what? wait, what do? You don't just start slapping that thing with your fingers immediately? You start knuckling that thing? What the fuck? He was blown away by this revelation. But then John, because he can never just let something go, he has to let Stephanie know that he actually is really good in bed.
I'm actually, Steph, I'm a really good lover.
I bet you are.
I've told you that.
There you go.
How creepy is
Can
that?
I beat off in the corner of your basement?
How creepy is that? See, fuck.
Anyone who says that, I don't believe. That's a fucking weird thing to say. Actually, I'm really fucking good at sex. Cool, man. Good for you. Fucking idiot. All right, so they're talking about divorce. And Stephanie's parents stayed together until her father passed away. And she mentioned that earlier in the show, but John wasn't paying attention. So he asks her again if they ever got a divorce. And then he takes us on a segue that it's neither here nor there. It doesn't make any sense that this is what he starts talking about.
Now she's
great.
Steffi Jr., so yeah.
That's a great name.
Were they together until he died?
What's that?
Were they to?
Yes, until... Are you...
I'm stuttering.
Do I need to-
Relationship, long
Should I put a
relationships
pencil on
make him
your tongue?
nervous.
I'm stuttering. It's like
Let me put a pencil on your tongue. All right.
I remember once, because I have OCD, Jay,
You're amazing.
and I was walking out of somewhere, and I had to go back and make the same 2 steps again, and someone goes, "Hey, are you drunk?" And I'm like, "No, I'm OCD," because like OCD people have to walk back and forth in case
Okay.
they, But I was drunk too.
That also was true. So,
Where did that OCD thing come from?
It's an excuse for everything.
But then
honestly.
but then he has to but also I'm a raging alcoholic. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
You don't have to reinforce that part of your personality.
John, why are you talking? There's a
so
guest
bizarre.
there.
It's so bizarre. There are a few times, especially the second half of this episode. I don't have a lot of clips because there are a few times when John just lets those two talk, which is, I think, the point of the show. The board op is supposed to run the board, and then the host and the guest have a conversation. That's usually how shows work.
I have to assume this is play 2 out of the Howard Stern playbook. Play 1 is always bring up dirty sex talk.
Right, yeah.
Then that's what John enjoyed out of the show. Play 2 is use OCD, because Howard used that as well, as an excuse for all of your bad behavior. I was like, well, I can't help it. Like, if you were upset by something I did, it's not my fault because I have OCD. Whether you do or you don't, I don't think you do. I think you don't stutter and you don't have OCD and you're just an alcoholic, an irresponsible man-child.
It's like when I was talking to beer sales Jerry in Vegas and trying to figure out why he would want to be friends with a guy like John, who's just a user and a piece of shit. And his answer was, he has ADD. What? Like, that doesn't excuse any of this behavior. That's a horrible reason for him to act like this. But it's crazy. You can just say OCD or ADD when really it's fucking borderline personality disorder. It's really what the issue is. So then the show comes to a screeching halt. It ends very early. It's only 40 minutes long. I didn't realize that. And of course, John misses his cue at the end again.
Love you,
Filthy Irish
Steph.
delight.
Love you.
John is right about something. That's
Yeah, he
wow,
is.
amazing. Jason, thank you.
Love you.
Jason Galern.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you, baby. Hit that
Fucking
music now.
cheers.
There you go. Coco, do it. Hit the music.
Oh, he's fucking up. I think that's only apropos.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
So he's like, oh shit, I have to do stuff? Oh no.
He had one gerb.
Seriously.
Can't do it.
He can't just sit back, like set the board up, get all the levels right, and then just fucking sit there. He's constantly touching stuff and concerned about things.
Now, I know we covered this on the Wednesday show that he said, I actually can't operate the board.
Yeah.
I think that at this time in the episode, he thought he was off the hook from doing anything else.
Yeah, right.
He's like, oh, you still want that?
I told you I can't do it. You better figure it out, buddy. That's what you're here for. All right, so a brand new interview has come to light on The Whole Productions, hosted by Rob Sprance and Lori Levin. This is from June 25th, 2020. Stuttering John was a guest on the show, and these two hosts are huge Stern fans. So there's a lot of ball washing. They're so excited to be talking to Stuttering John Melendez. And John is in his glory. He's chugging beers. He's talking about how great he is. And one of the things that we know about John, he'll never, ever forget a compliment. He's talking about when he replaced Mitch Fatel as the intern on the Howard Stern show.
And then, immediately Howard and I, I'll never forget Jackie the Joke Man. I was helping him move apartment up into his 6th floor walk up on 65th Street in Manhattan, Lori. And
I think he still has that, right? We had him on the show.
yeah, okay. And I'm walking up, helping him move, and he goes, we had Mitch. We didn't think anybody could replace him, but now that we have you, it's like, who's Mitch Fatel?
Oh, good, Jackie. That's a good laugh. You nailed it.
Oh, these people are insufferable.
This answers my question, which initially was these people are not aware of the Dabbleverse.
No, and this is actually probably just before the Dabbleverse, or maybe as it was coming into existence, kind of.
So it's a little older then.
This is 2020.
Gotcha.
June 25th, 2020. When did Dabblers Anonymous start? Probably around this time. Maybe a little before.
Yeah, a little before. But it does spotlight where John gets all of his fuel, or like the way that he coasts through life is people's affection for the Stern show.
Yes.
Before they realize that he's a useless degenerate.
These fucking people are just like, John, when you left the Stern show, it just wasn't the same after that. I mean, they really were ball washing this guy. It's like, it wasn't the same. They went to Sirius and Sam and Richard were on the show. It was fucking way better. It's not even comparable, honestly. Even though the last few years on terrestrial radio were very good. Artie Lang was on fire at that time.
Oh, right.
If you remember.
Yes.
And it was all talk about getting off of terrestrial radio and all the excitement about going to satellite. Those were great years. Not because of John. John actually had almost nothing to do with it. He wasn't even doing celebrity interviews anymore at that point. But he's going to talk about how he was hired as an intern. Now, we all know the story. We've heard this many times. Mitch Fatel gets in a car accident. His dad says you can't be doing a free internship anymore. You can't be working and not getting paid. So Mitch tells Gary, I can't intern, but I got a buddy at NYU who will come on and do it. And he told him he had a stutter. Howard said, just hire him. Sight unseen, he has a stutter. And now in this interview, John's claiming something I've never heard him claim before.
Oh, it definitely did. I mean, Howard heard that I stutter, and he was like, hire him. But Baba Booey, believe it or not, but he actually did his due diligence and called Polygram, where I interned before, where I got an A. And they said he's great. So then, I was backed up. But the stuttering definitely helped.
Hold on a second. So even though they said just hire him, Gary did his due diligence and he called up the previous company that John had interned for to see if he was okay. And they said he got an A.
Yeah.
For alcoholic.
Yes. He should be an AA, but he's just an A. This fucking guy, even internships, he's throwing out his grades.
Yeah.
How good were you? How was that internship? I got an A. Okay, man.
Never heard that
It's a
before.
fucking
though.
internship. Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah.
I think he's maybe abandoned that or forgot that he made up that lie
Right.
because he doesn't bring it up anymore. It's kind of weird. So then John goes on to be the announcer for the Tonight Show.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, please.
Back it up.
Yeah.
I think he got sick of hearing that sight unseen hiring story, and so he has to add a compliment to it that may not exist.
Exactly. I'm surprised he doesn't do it every time.
Yeah.
I was surprised that's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
Because that's a guy like John with his narcissism has to act like he earned it. So I'm shocked we haven't heard that before. He got an A at his previous internship. What did he get at the Howard Stern show? What grade did he get on that show? So John gets the job as the announcer for the Tonight Show, and you're going to hear him explain that he had no idea what an impact this made in other people's lives. You would think this is a big deal for John. He's getting a huge pay increase, moving out to California, part of La La Land. But no, it's not about him. It's about the other people he affected.
What's great, Rob? Like what's great, and I never thought about this. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I never thought about this when I got the announcer job on the Tonight Show because I couldn't wait to get out of here. And I know I'm jumping way ahead.
Yeah.
But I never realized what it, how important and what an inspiration that was to a lot of people with speech impediments. Wow, look at this guy. He became the announcer for the greatest late night TV show ever, and he stutters.
Right.
So, I never thought about that, but the National Stuttering Association, 2 years, as soon as I got hired, I was a keynote speaker there but I never even thought, wow, this is a really good thing for all those children and adults who have been stuttering all their lives.
Why, you never thought about that, John? Never even thought about it? Wait, you never even thought about that? Didn't even occur to you? Didn't occur to you, huh? You didn't think about that? This fucking guy.
I have to wonder.
The fake modesty is what really drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even thought about this, but then everyone's telling me how amazing it is.
So I figured I should bring it up now.
Sorry, Andy, what were you saying?
Just when people talk about Bruce Lee was on the Green Hornet and Chinese people had never seen somebody like them on TV before. And that inspired me to go into somebody to start a martial arts movie. Do you think there's any stutterers out there that are like, I've never seen somebody like me on TV, and I kind of regret it. I really wish this wasn't the example
I know.
of people with stutters accomplishing shit and the poster boy for stuttering.
It's not for stutterers. It's for drunk losers. They're like, maybe I could get a job on a TV show one day.
I just hope my roommate someday dumps a job in my lap.
Right. So then John is having a hard time with his stutter on this show, but he's treating that the way he does best by drinking alcohol.
Well, that's a joke. That's a joke I always make, Rob. I always say that I went from a Vivid Video to Disney.
Yeah, it's right on. But
I wouldn't be able to get those V's out if I didn't have a couple of beers in me.
That's all right. Drink all you want, man. It's all good. So,
Okay, I will. Yeah.
He's chugging beers throughout this entire interview, so he's having a good time. He's enjoying it. After this, he talks about his 5th grade report card. I won't play that clip for you. We've all heard it many, many times. Producer Chris is getting mad that I even brought it up. So then there's this guy, Derek Jones. Derek Jones was a writer on The Tonight Show, and then John helped him get a gig with The Howard Stern Show after The Tonight Show ended. And so Derek Jones gave him a compliment. John never forgets a compliment, and he's going to explain that to us.
When he was a writer's assistant on the Tonight Show, he would always notice that whenever I met somebody new, I would look down from their shoes slowly up to their hair. And I already made about 3 jokes in my head of what I'm going to use if they even think about going after me in any way.
right, it's great.
It's that Long Island, he called me the Terminator. It was like a Terminator.
Scan.
I'm still waiting for John to demonstrate his ability to bust balls.
Oh, I know. I can tell you what it is. It's nice shoes, nice shirt, nice hair.
That's actually it. Yeah,
That's probably all it is.
Where'd you get those pants? I don't know, the store. I don't know, man. This guy really does think there's two things here. We've heard this before where he talks about how he can look someone up and down and have 5 jokes about him. He really does think that he's a roast comic. But also just the mentality of I need to be ready when this guy makes fun of me to have somebody to shoot back at him. Like, I don't think like that.
No, that's what stuck out to me.
When I meet someone, I'm not just like, if he says something mean, I'm going to tell him fucking his nose is crooked. You know, like, what?
And we've talked about this many times, but that's how John lives. He thinks everyone else is like him.
Yeah.
And he thinks that
sensitive little bitch.
They're going to find out soon enough. And what I really like is watching other people find out soon enough when they're doing interviews and such.
Yeah, it's always fun. All right, so John, and we've pointed this out before, but I think it's important to reiterate, John is stupid. He didn't understand why Howard Stern hired a stutterer to interview celebrities.
So you thought they didn't go well the first 2 times? So I mean, you had to be nervous the first one.
Yeah, I didn't think they went well because I stuttered the whole time.
Right, which is.
But little did I know that was going to be the funniest thing that like Howard loved the whole stuttering thing.
Yeah, that's the whole fucking point, you moron. He didn't understand that. They heard me because I'm a stutterer, and then they had me talk to celebrities, and I was upset because I stuttered. They're not. They were hoping for that.
That was the plan.
That was the exact plan, you moron. So then he talks about this time that he asked Eddie Van Halen a question. I don't think I've ever heard this one before. Of the example that he brings up, I've not heard the question that he asked to Eddie. Get ready for this.
It's like Van Halen. Now, Eddie Van Halen, you can see I got the Marshalls in the back and everything. Van Halen, and there's my albums.
Jesus.
Now he's trying to fuck Lori. What's Lori Levine up to? Does she have an OnlyFans?
He definitely wants to fuck her. There's a lot of flirting going on, and she is, she loves Howard Stern from back in the day, so it's perfect for John. But yeah, he has to point out, I like Eddie Van Halen. Did you notice I have an amp behind me and a record album? Yeah, John, we see it. It's fine.
Van Halen was like, my favorite. Eddie Van Halen's my favorite guitar player.
Yeah.
And then he's at the MTV Awards, and I ask him, Eddie, since you named your son Wolfgang, will you name your daughter Coyote Face? And and he's like, well, no, and he got mad at me.
Right.
That must be one that he wrote.
Yeah,
you named your son Wolfgang. Will you name your daughter Coyote Fang? What? What? That's really stupid. It's childish. Oh, God. And I'm sure Eddie didn't get mad. He probably just went, I don't know, man.
Security.
Yeah. What a stupid fucking question. This pissed me off. What we're about to hear John say here really fucking annoyed me.
But it was like, hey, fuck you. I got here early. Look, I was like a workaholic. Like, I would get there early. I once waited for like 11 to 13 hours just to get one Chevy Chase interview.
John was a workaholic. Well, I'm glad he got over one of his addictions then. He sure has cured himself of workaholism. Fuck. John really thinks he's a hard worker. He's so insane. And then Lori brings up Sacha Baron Cohen, which was a big mistake.
Oh, boy.
Because, of course, that's going to get John rolling.
But getting back to Lori, yeah, it's weird. Sacha Baron Cohen, like Ali G, and Triumph the Insult, Bob Smigel, who's a complete prick, and I don't mind saying
that one's more of a ripoff, I think, Triumph than any of that.
But it's like, yeah, it's doing? Like, they're ripping off this thing. Now, granted, it was Howard's idea to send me out, but I kind of, it kind of became, and Howard from his own mouth said, you were the best at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like to have Smigel and.
So he didn't write the jokes. It wasn't his idea. And they sent him out because he stuttered and couldn't get the questions out. And John's going, yeah, and these guys are ripping me off. They're doing something completely different.
Yeah.
It's not even close. And these fucking interviewers, I want to murder.
I know.
Howard from his own mouth said, you were the best at it.
Yeah.
And like to have
Someone pointed out in the chat, Silent Shape, John certainly is the hole. The name of the show is The Hole. And so John's full screen, it just looks like they're calling him that.
It's bottomless pit.
You were the best at it.
Yeah.
And like to have Smigel and even Sacha Baron, he didn't even say hi to me on the Tonight Show. And I'm thinking, really?
Jesus Christ. He remembers every slight and every compliment. Those are the two things.
But nothing else.
Nothing else.
Who are these podcasts?